and welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my donating milk experience. I'm so excited to be talking to you guys about this today. Not many people know that you can actually donate your milk, and if you did know that and you're interested in doing it, I'm going to leave a whole bunch of helpful links down below so you guys can check them out. But let's just go ahead and jump right into this. I'm going to talk about all the different parts of the process of going through to donate your milk, and then I have a bunch of clips of me labeling my milk like you're supposed to with your donor number and taking it over to the donation place. Let me just first start out by saying that my birth experience was a little bit unique, we'll say that. So some of the things I had to do, you won't have to do because I had a blood transfusion. So some of the things I'm going to talk about, you may not have to do, so definitely reach out to your milk donation place and find out if it's something that's going to work out for you. They will answer all of your questions and they'll be there to help you too. Okay, so first of all, I reached out to my milk donation place and I called and I scheduled a phone call. They did like a first interview phone call with me. It was about 15 minutes and they just asked me some basic questions. One of the things they did ask me is if I had a blood transfusion. I did have a blood transfusion when I was in the hospital after I gave birth to Wes. So they wanted me to wait 4 months before I could get a blood test to make sure that my blood was clear and I didn't get any diseases from the transfusion. And then after that, I could start the milk donation process. So for those first 4 months, I pretty much just collected all the milk that I could. And then I got to a point where my freezer was full and I couldn't donate yet. So I just had to toss a bunch of milk, which I'm pretty sad about that I wasn't able to donate more, but I did end up donating a lot. And I'll tell you the total ounces I donated in a second. After it had been 4 months, I reached back out to them and they had me do some additional paperwork. I had to get my fax number and sign a form for my doctor so that they could clear me, and then I also had to get one for Wes's pediatrician so that they could say yes, he's growing and it's okay if she donates her milk. So I got those two things and sent that information over, and then I had to fill out 2 online forms. Both of them asked me a ton of questions. For some of the questions I had to go through and answer personal information, and then if I had been on any medications leading up to donating and then after donating. And then after I filled out those forms, I submitted them back into them. As soon as I submitted them online, they received the form. It was all an online process, so that was very nice. I didn't have to email anything back and forth to them. And then after those forms were completed and everything was good there, this process took a couple of weeks too, but they sent me a kit in the mail to go get my blood drawn. So I took the kit over to a place near me where I could get my blood drawn, and I also took 150 ounces with me of milk that was frozen. So they do ask, some places do ask that you bring a certain amount of frozen milk with you for that first time. Some places don't. This one happened to. So once I got that, I dropped that off and I got my blood drawn, and then I went home and I waited a couple more weeks to hear back if I had been approved. They asked me a couple more questions about my medication, and like I said, I was on a ton of different medications in the hospital, and then I was on Unisom leading up to the time that I gave birth. So that was something that they needed to consider as well. And then I also had a laxative after I gave birth just to help keep things moving. If you guys have seen all of my postpartum videos, you know all about that kind of stuff. So they had to just clear some of the medications that I was on. And then after they cleared all those medications, I got an email and they said that I had been cleared and that my blood work came back normal and everything looked good. So I'm now able to go and donate the rest of my milk. I'm actually gonna be going to drop it off today, so that's why I'm filming this. I'm very excited to go drop that off, so you'll get to see that last little clip today as well too. But from the time I was able to donate my milk, so my 4-month mark, until now, it was about 4 weeks. So it did take about a month for all of the paperwork and the processing and the blood work to go through, but I did have to wait those 4 months in the beginning. The other thing that they will talk to you a lot about is how to take care of your milk and how to freeze it and all that kind of stuff. So what they recommend is that you measure out your milk before in like a little bottle and use the same bottle every time and pour that into the baggie, and then label your baggie. And they do like the baggie to be labeled with the number of ounces and the date. So that's what I did on all of my milk bags before I even knew I was going to donate, but that's what you should do on there if you want to donate. And then the other thing that you'll do is you'll make sure that your bottles are cleaned and sterilized, and then you'll want to freeze everything flat just to use the milk. And then if something does get thawed, you don't want to refreeze that milk. So it can only really be frozen once. And they don't give you back any of your milk, so they can't like return your milk. So if for some reason you did give 150 ounces when you did your blood test and you did not pass, they wouldn't be able to return that milk. The other thing is a lot of my milk from a certain date I couldn't use because of the medication, so I just had to get rid of that milk there in the beginning. And that was, I mean, kind of sad, but it's okay. I did end up keeping one bag of colostrum and then one other bag of milk just for fun because it's really cool to breastfeed. The other reason that I decided to donate my milk was because I got to the point where Wesley, I wouldn't be able to use all of the milk that I had for Wesley before it expired. Most of the time they say that you should use breast milk within 6 months of freezing it, and we're getting really close up on that, and we really haven't given him too many bottles because I'm always with him and I can breastfeed him. So, and the times that I have had to do a bottle, I'll actually leave fresh milk that I have pumped that morning or something like that. So that's part of the reason that I decided to do it. It's been a really awesome experience. It was a very long process and it was very tedious and it was a lot of waiting, but it was totally worth it. The other thing that you need to do on your milk bags before you donate is write your donor number. So they gave me a specific donor number and I'm keeping my donor number private, obviously, but I'll show you guys where I kind of wrote it on there. And this is what I would put on there on every single bag. So my total ounces, I didn't count all the bags, but I counted my total ounces. So my total ounces of milk that I ended up donating was 675 ounces. So very cool, but I don't think I'll be donating anymore because my milk supply is regulated and now I have exactly what I need. So I'm going to be donating all of that today, but I wanted to go ahead and show you guys some of the fun clips of me donating my milk and getting my blood drawn and all that kind of cool stuff. Hi everybody, so today is July 12th and I am working on donating my milk again. So this has been kind of a long process, but I did get some vials in the mail. So I have to take this over to a clinic near me and go get my blood drawn. So I'll do that. And then for this specific location, they also like you to take between 60 to 150 ounces with you to donate. So I'm gonna donate my first little piece this week. I'm super excited. So what I just did in the clip you just saw, move your fingers, Wes. I wrote my donor number on all these bags. So you can see I have these ones here and these ones here. And that is what I'm going to be donating. So that all right there is only 150 ounces. So this part up here and this whole thing in here has not been written on or counted yet. So this is just, so this right here is just the 150 ounces. So I am going to take that with me, and whenever I go to take that, I will take you guys with me so you guys can see that process. But the next thing they asked me to do is put all of that milk in a bag and put like a big bag of all the frozen milk and put my donor number on the outside of that. So that's what I'll be doing next, and I'm hoping to be able to go do that this week. So I'll vlog that whenever I go to do that, but I just wanted to catch you guys up. Okay, I'm just walking out right now. I just got my blood drawn, so that process is over. They're gonna go ahead and send those in. I need to email the lady right now so that they can process that quicker. And I also took in 150 ounces of milk with me, and I still have 3 more bags of 150 ounces at home. So we're gonna go ahead and get that all set up, and I'll drop that off as soon as they clear me with my blood and the first portion of the milk. So I will let you guys know when that happens and I go drop off the next little bit, and then I'll talk about my full experience in this video as well, so you guys can hear all about that as well. And I'll leave all the links for everything below too. Okay everybody, we're back. We just dropped off the last little bit of milk. Here's Wes. I only got a tiny bit emotional on the car ride back. It's been a really long process to breastfeed, and it just feels really cool to be able to help other people. You know, if you go through all that pain and you don't get to help anybody, it doesn't feel worth it. So I'm very glad that that is all done, and then we have a cleared out freezer. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.